Hi, this is Sherry. Well, we're now back on my patio because yes, the video cut out. I don't know why it continues to do that, but it does. So we're back here to finish the last few cards. It cut out when we were talking about relationships and love, and they were encouraging us to speak from our hearts and allow our partners to know how we're truly feeling. They're saying, don't expect your partner to read your mind. You know, a lot of times we do that. We've all done that, you know. He should know what I'm thinking, or she should know what I'm feeling right now. But you know what? A lot of the times we don't. And it's interesting because I get that a lot in my readings, that there's a communication problem. And people are like, what are you talking about? And I said, there's a don't ever assume that your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or your whatever, whoever it is, knows what you need or what you want or what you're asking for, because right now they're showing me that there's confusion. And they're saying that's impossible, but it's not. Because think about it in our own instances. We've had instances where we think to ourselves, they should know how I'm feeling. But we can't read each other's minds, you know? So they're saying, speak to one another and tell the truth about what you're feeling, and also share the insecurities that you have, so that when you've got somebody that you love and it's brought to your attention and they say, you know, this is what happens, this is what this makes me feel like. Well, you're not going to want to do that, right? You're going to want to make them feel comfortable. You're going to want to make them feel that they're not judged, or they're not silly, or they're not, you know, ridiculous, or you just want them to know that their feelings count, just like you would want for yourself. So they're saying, you know, don't ever assume that the other knows what you're feeling. And don't ever feel like you should keep it quiet and keep it into yourself. Absolutely, by sharing with each other what you're truly feeling and what your insecurities are and what your concerns are, it builds trust and secures this strengthening bond in your relationship. Okay, I can't even see you guys. I don't know, but it's almost too bright if I take my glasses off, and like this, it's really dark. So anyway, I'm sorry. The last three cards that we're gonna have, it's interesting that these two, I'm gonna kind of hold them up together because they kind of go together. Labradorite and selenite. This is the cards. Okay, so the first one, Labradorite. So what they're talking about with Labradorite is it's talking about there's a certain situation in your life that you're gonna soon realize you're dealing with and you're stressing out because it's about fear. You're not moving forward because of fear. And once you realize that this is fear, false evidence appearing real, you can face it, look at it, and think, you know what, I'm not going to allow it to stop me. And you won't. And once you realize you've come to this realization, you're going to start moving forward in leaps and bounds, because you're going to stop allowing fear to get in your way. We were talking about, you know, not allowing other people's opinions and other people's concerns to stop you from going where your heart wants you to go. But sometimes our own head gets in the way too, our own personal fear. And it's not even real. It's like a lot of the times we build it so big in our head, it creates this drama and this situation that isn't even actually real. So they're saying, let go of the fear, and you're going to realize that also you're going to be able to use telepathic communication. Understand that we're all interconnected energetically, all of us. And we are able to communicate telepathically. This is what selenite crystal is about. It's about communicating telepathically and using our telepathic communications in order to affect a situation for the better, change for the better. So if you are, like in the situation that we were just speaking about, insecurity, you know, talking to your partners about how you're feeling or what your worries are, your concerns are. Well, maybe it's easier for some people. I'm a communicator, so it's easier for me to say, this is how I'm feeling. But it's still difficult for me to express things that I might be ashamed of, or things that I feel weak in regards to, you know, even with somebody that you love. And then there are people that have even a harder time expressing themselves. They have a difficult time maybe getting out what they're feeling. They have these feelings all inside, but they don't know how to express it. So this is how we can use our telepathic communication so that we can speak to people. It's kind of like an actor, you know. You hear about actors. Love the sound of the wind chimes. Aren't they pretty? Look at that. My daughter just gave me those. Hold on a second. I love this. I told her that this would be beautiful out in the wind. Anyway, I think about actors, you know, and I've heard many times actors talk about themselves and say that, you know, they're very, very shy and they have a very, very difficult time getting up on stage, and the person that's doing the interview is like, really? Because you're so amazing at what you do. And they say that's because I put on a persona. I put on a complete different act. I go out there and all of a sudden I become this character. And when they are this character, all of a sudden they have no fear. So that's why Facebook is good too. There's a lot of people that are on there that don't use their real faces, they don't use their real names, and they're able to express themselves and maybe show a part of themselves that they might in their normal lives be unable to do. So telepathic communication, you can do the same thing. You can be speaking to the people that you love and truly telling them without any pretense, without any hidden, without holding any emotion or anything back. Because if you come to them in love, you aren't going to make a mistake in what you say. You know, sometimes you're worried that you're not going to say the right words or it's going to be misunderstood. But when you go to somebody from your heart, from your soul, and you're coming from love, and you say, this is how I truly am feeling. I just realized I took my necklace off. How funny. Did I take my earrings off too? No. I went in and totally changed. I was so hot. I was pulling everything off. You guys are going to look at that and go, didn't she just have a necklace on? Yes, I did. Anyway, so telepathically communicating, you're going to be able to talk to them, and you're going to be able to say to them, you know, this is how I feel, and this is what I would like for you to understand from me. I'm coming from a place of love. Please don't misunderstand my words. You know, you're not going to worry about words, because it's literally your soul is speaking to their soul, and your heart is talking to